folks, I'm ultrazillatoys, and this is the ultrazillatoys News Weekend Update. The only toy news not for reviews, but for all of yous. That's right, my zillions. Not only do we have the regular week's worth of news to go over this weekend, but it was NYCC, as you might have heard. So we got some news that came out of there to go over as well. A lot of cool things, honestly. So it's pretty fun. I went over a few things in my own personal NYCC report, but like I said there, I was only there on Thursday for a little short while, so a lot of news dropped after I was there. I can't do anything about that. We will be going over that here, and we will be checking out pics from fellow toy reporters out there. Big shout out to the Toy Arc, big shout out to Kaiju United, big shout out to Ben's World of Transformers. I believe that's about the only ones from the show that I took pics of here. But there's a lot to go over, a lot of interesting news. So without any further ado, let's just get to the news. And let's kick things off with McFarlane Toys. What? What are you talking about? Batman, what? That's right, but Batman, he's being overshadowed, isn't he? And he's being overshadowed by Kong, because if you haven't heard, Godzilla and Kong crossed over with the Justice League, and I should have really thought about it, but yeah, McFarlane has been doing all the DC figures, and this is no different. So we're getting a Kong and Batman 2-pack, and it sounds like we're going to be getting a Godzilla and Superman 2-pack at some point as well. Really looking forward to seeing how that turns out, but I think Kong here looks pretty good. Not super articulated, but that's fine with me. I mean, I got Kongs of all shapes and sizes, so I will take another McFarlane Kong because, you know what? McFarlane produced one of my all-time favorite Kongs anyway, with his original 1933 Kong. So yeah, definitely looking forward to this. I haven't really been getting any DC figures, but this is a welcome addition. Mondo announced a Urban Aztec King Ghidorah. Wow, this thing looks phenomenal. The Godzilla in this line look beautiful, and now King Ghidorah joins Godzilla, and it's amazing. This dude's art is absolutely gorgeous. I didn't get Godzilla, but I definitely admire the style. Just really nice, super unique. Yeah, good stuff here for sure. How's this for a left of field announcement? A Godzilla Chia Pet. Oh, why not? I mean, isn't that what everybody always wanted? Grow some chia seeds, add a Godzilla's back. Why not? I think it'll work out. My wife says it looks like a hedgehog, and I can't disagree. But yeah, I might get this. I don't know. Should I get this? Should we just dedicate the channel to growing a chia pet? You guys vote down below. We'll get back to Godzilla shortly, but let's talk about one of the biggest pieces of news from the weekend, and that is Marvel Legends is going back to the Sentinel well for an X-Men 97 Sentinel. Now, this is not the HasLab. This is actually smaller than the HasLab with unique things all its own, but it's cheaper than the HasLab at about 100, somewhere between 160 and 180. I can't remember right now, but in that price range, not bad for a giant 24-inch Sentinel. Anyway, it is huge, and the style is awesome. I gotta tell you, I kind of like this better than the HasLab version. I just like this kind of classic mixed with the cartoon style. It looks really good. Will I get it? Probably not, but I still think it's awesome. But in actual HasLab news, we're getting a Ecto 1 with all the bells and whistles. Not only all the bells and whistles, but there's a regular and a deluxe version of this that you can get. And the two together equal one, just one HasLab. So whether you order one or the other, it all gets added up together in the same order. So that is a pretty good idea on their part. I like this. It's, it cuts down the amount of backers that you actually need, and it splits it between two separate products. Now, the product itself looks gorgeous. Lights, sounds. The deluxe version is all Ghostbusters 2'd out which is very, very cool. There's an early bird Tully if you want it. There's a lot to like here, for sure. I think it's very, very cool. It's gonna run you the deluxe upwards of 450 bucks, but I mean, I don't know. I feel like, you know, a 1/12 scale Ecto 1 with all of that, you know, the deluxe one might be worth it. I'm not getting it. But yeah, I mean, if you're a Ghostbusters fan, this might be it, guys. This might be it. It needs 12,000 backers. Go have at it. Alright, Gazillions, we talked about this briefly in my last NYCC video, but yeah, MECHAGODZILLA is coming back to the SH Monster line in a final battle version, and it looks absolutely awesome. I mean, look, it could be argued that this is what they should have given us to begin with, but you know what, guys, that's not how business works. I mean, like, look, you can argue about this, whatever, but it's just not how business works. I'm just letting you know. These companies need to make the most bang for their buck out of these molds. They need to make money. So if they could give you a bare bones version and then give you this and still make a ton of money, they're gonna do it. And it's not just Tamashi. This is like a lot of companies does this. Anywho, back to this, because this looks awesome. Who cares about what I just said? Really, who cares? Let's talk about the product here, because the product here is incredible. This is what I wanted. A little bit of a darker paint scheme, the red colors, the proton scream. It even has the little, I don't even know what it's called, the iron fist, for lack of a better term, power fist. It looks awesome all around. Absolutely love it. Comes out in June of next year. You could bet your bottom dollar, even though I've said a lot about variants lately, this is one variant I personally need to have as a huge fan of this design. This is the ultimate version for me. I loved the original one that they did. I think this one looks 7,000 times better. And having seen it in person, yeah, it's pretty nice. So yeah, sign me up. Let's do it. MECHAGODZILLA coming back into the line next year. If you didn't get this yet, this is the one you want. Another awesome thing you're definitely going to have to sign me up for. We finally got official pics, though it's not up for pre-order yet, it's still, of the 3-0 Kaiju Do Godzilla 74, and it looks awesome. It looks so good. This looks like it's going to be one of the coolest Godzillas, and you know what, guys? Remember I complained about the mouth a little bit? During the SDCC reveal, guess what they fixed? They fixed the mouth. It looks a lot different to me than it did in the prototype there, and that makes me very, very excited, because this is looking pretty accurate to the source material. So yeah, this might be one of the coolest things that will come out next year, hopefully. So fingers crossed that that's when it's happening, because I cannot wait to get this. Just to make it official, Bandai did announce the Godzilla Monster Series Odo Island version, Godzilla -1. Looks pretty neat. I saw it in person. It's not as small as you would think, but it is small. Speaking of official pics, Kotobukiya showed their Godzilla 89 model kit. Looks pretty nice. No pre-orders yet on this, but the sculpt is absolutely gorgeous. I love how this looks. The head sculpt is fantastic. The you know, the texture on this thing looks amazing. So do stay tuned. More to come on Kotobukiya's Godzilla. Toynami is going back to the Voltron well, re-releasing their awesome masterpiece Voltron for the 40th anniversary with some bells and whistles, literally whistles, because it means lights and sounds. You can get lights in the Voltron head and the base, as well as all the lion heads. They worked with the Japanese designer of the Chogokin Voltron, as well as other awesome Bandai products, to tweak this and recolor it a bit as well, and make it really nice for their 40th. It's a cool idea. I don't know if I'm gonna get it, but it's a cool idea. You can get it for pre-order right now at Entertainment Earth. A link down below. This Beast Lord Voltron that we've been following for a long time is finally going up for pre-order. I saw pre-orders at Robot Kingdom as well as Shozi's store, I believe, so do be on the lookout for that. There's also a new Voltron sort of paper kit, maybe cardboard, maybe metal, I'm not 100% sure. It's $80 though, so hopefully it's something of a sturdy material, but it does have LED lights, and you build it yourself. It comes in these sheets. So, I don't know, but if you want it, it's out there. And last in the Voltron news, because there's a bit this week, isn't there? Hallmark has a new Voltron ornament out. There's also a Godzilla ornament and a Kong ornament. So, if you're looking for some cool figures for your Christmas tree this year, they are out now at Hallmark stores. Announced at NYCC is a G.I. Joe classified polar bear. Yeah, that looks awesome. There's also Snake Eyes that comes with it, but polar bear! Let's talk some Transformers now, starting with a Super 7. A new wave of reaction figures have been revealed, though they are pretty much all repaints, but they do look cool. And then there's the Ark. An Ark playset for your reaction figures. Pretty neat, although it's really just a backdrop and a plastic little stand that you can put your figures on, I guess. In proper Transformers news, how about another crossover with Star Wars this time to do a Mandalorian ship that transforms into a Mandalorian-like robot. Everything is cool except Godzilla. Why is that? I mean, they should really go back to the well on that Godzilla. Anyway, this one looks really good. Very, very nicely done. I don't know if I'm gonna get it, maybe, but it looks awesome. In conjunction with Walmart, we finally got official announcements on a lot of these figures that we've talked about. Gears and Retro Gears, Legacy Retro Gears, Legacy Retro Bumblebee, and then the actual vintage Optimus with trailer, which folks have already, and that Insecticon with the ram horn tape. Yeah, Bombshell. Yeah, finally. Then some of the bigger reveals were also kind of redos. We're getting a Studio Series Galvatron, who looks very nice, but, you know, it's basically a repaint. It is a repaint of the one we've gotten already. It is what it is. I mean, that was basically, you know, on model already, so I don't blame them for just using this. Like, what else are they gonna do? But yeah, Galvatron looks, you know, it looks decent. It looks decent with this colorization. There's official pics here. Those other pics were from the Hasbro breakfast that they usually have. Again, shout out to Ben's World of Transformers for those, and for these. We got this beastie, I forget his name, Hatchet maybe, something like that. Hatchet, I don't know. But it looks pretty cool. He's a Decepticon truck thing that looks very, very nice. It's Hatchet, right? Then there's a Skywarp coming out in the Studio Series video game stuff, as well as Double Punch, I believe this guy is called. Yeah, a couple of more repaints there. They are also re-releasing Titan Class Scorponok. I'm still waiting for pics of the Studio Series Devastator. They just showed, not even renders, they just showed, like, graphics. Art for that, so still waiting on that one. Lastly, in TF news, Flame Toys is doing a Beast Wars Megatron kit, which looks pretty neat. Moving on, Evolution Toy is doing a version 2 of their Zone Fighter. So if you missed it the first time, first 2 times, I think this is already version 3. Then you're getting another opportunity to get a Zone Fighter in your collection, though I do have to warn you, it wasn't that good. Kyoto looks like they're doing a Cyber Dragon from Yu-Gi-Oh!, which is going to be, I think, a big statue, honestly. But for Yu-Gi-Oh! Fans, this might be really cool. YMSF put up 2 new versions of their Cthulhu with a crazy tentacle raised mouth and a non-raised mouth. And they both have the open hands, which looks really cool. X Plus has a beautiful new Godzilla 74 that went up for pre-order this week. Two Godzilla 74s. I should have put them together. Anyway, we you know, spread the love a little bit. Very, very nice looking. You could order it through the link down below at HLJ. And I do thank you if you use that link. There's a new Chogokin Gundam coming, the Gundam EX, and it looks awesome. Just, you know, went up this week, and beautiful, beautiful looking stuff here all around. A little, you know, expensive, of course. But it is very gorgeous if you love Chogokin Gundams. Revolta continues with their reveals of Attack on Titan figures, and this time we're getting an armored Titan. Pretty cool, huh? Alpha Max has a Ultraman a Ghoul figure coming. It looks pretty decent. As you can see, it's kind of like Mezco style with the under figure, so that's interesting. Back to McFarlane with a couple of announcements. First up, a Christopher Reeve Superman. It's always a favorite for me. Looks really, really nice here. And then in a bit of surprise news, they are doing a Lord of the Rings War of Rohirrim. That's the anime that's coming out around Christmas time. Figures for it in that kind of 4-inch scale, but there is a Builder figure Snow Troll, as well as a huge playset, castle playset that looks really, really nice. That's only $30 for this playset. It's up for pre-order right now at Walmart.com. Yeah, that's a pretty neat idea. I like everything about this, I'll be honest. You know, I wish the figures were bigger and stuff, but, you know, that's, and the figures are kind of expensive at $20 each, but they do all come with a piece of the Snow Troll, so, and there's that. Now let's keep it on Lord of the Rings to end this up, because there is a Beast Kingdom Gandalf coming, although I thought this was something else at first. Didn't I talk about this months ago? I don't know. I'm confused. But either way, it looks cool. And I wanted to end this with more Lord of the Rings because there's more Lord of the Rings coming to the channel. So do stay tuned. One ring is gonna rule them all and all of that here at Ultrazilla. And there you go, guys. That's the Ultra Z News. Hope you dug it. Let me know your thoughts down below on any of these things. And if you're new to the channel, why don't you go ahead and sub yourself for daily content and let me help you diversify your collection. Till next time, peace out, peeps.